They may be reading slightly pajama, but I honestly do not care. I am wearing these everywhere. Focus on my face, on my face, on my face, please. Thank you. Wow. It's probably gonna go in and out of focus on me, like it always does. Good afternoon, everyone. Right now we're playing a little game of who's gonna win in the stubborn department, the toddler who does not want to take his nap, or mum who has things to do. So stay tuned for that verdict. I've been sewing the Sienna trousers. I have already started it, I haven't finished them. So, you know, they'll get done. We're up to the last steps. Just wanted to sit down, have a chat with you guys before I start rolling the footage of what I've been up to. I'm not going to be talking through any of the steps that I'm completing throughout this process, mainly because the pattern designer NH Patterns has a phenomenal tutorial on their page. So if you're interested in pattern itself, go and watch her tutorial. It is incredible. These are the nicest pair of pants I've ever sewn. I'm not the person for instructions, like, you know that. I'm chaos. It's ridiculous. But I thought I'd have a chat with you guys about where my head is at with my wardrobe, what I want to accomplish, what's been stopping me over the last few years, and just generally see if anybody else can relate and is feeling the same way or has a different perspective on it. If you can contribute to this conversation, drop it in the comment box below. I'd be really curious to hear other people's thoughts on this. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa. I am a chaos goblin. I sew for the dopamine. I love fabrics that just tickle that itch in my brain and make me happy, and we just generally have a good time here. It's cozy sewing, or sometimes it's chaotic, frustrated sewing. Sewing do be like that. We're gonna roll right into this video. I'm gonna get to rambling and talking your ear off, and you're gonna watch me construct these pants, and then we'll meet back here at the end and we'll go over what I think of them and how they turned out and all that good stuff then. So let's get into it. I used to have a firm grasp of what I loved wearing and the things I loved including in my wardrobe. I loved fun clothing, bold animal prints, bright colors. I had this one cardigan from Dangerfield when I was in my early 20s, and low-key I pushed the limits of that cardigan. I am short enough that that thing qualified as a very micro dress on me, and I wore that with stockings and high-heeled boots, crop top underneath. I loved that thing. It was my favorite piece of clothing, and it got its wear. It was a beautiful black long line cardigan with like a double-breasted detail, medium blue striping around the outside of the cardigan, and the buttons on it were like a neon orange. They were absolutely incredible. Like, the perk of being short is that you can push it with items of clothing like that. Jumpers, if they're a long line jumper, they can be worn as a dress and no one can stop you. Like, have fun with it. Who cares what anybody else thinks? Who cares if they think it's just a jumper with some sheer tights underneath it? If you feel confident in that, baby, go for it. No one is stopping you, and who cares what anybody else thinks? I used to be really confident in my clothes. I always felt like me. And then I had kids. And my fun clothes suddenly turned into practical activewear and runners, because running after a toddler is so much easier when you're dressed for the occasion. If they decide to take off on a whim, you're equipped with the right clothing to bolt after them and grab them and put the fear of God in those little bastards for running off, because toddlers are insane. They have no concept. They're little kamikaze experts. Your entire job as a parent is making sure this tiny little human version of you is not constantly trying to off themselves. And they are so creative at finding ways that could potentially endanger their lives. Let's be real. I don't know how they do it. Are they on crack? Like, seriously, is someone slipping toddlers crack when we're not looking as parents? Because holy moly, it do be feeling like that sometimes. And honestly, chasing after them like that and wearing my short dresses that I was so in love with risked exposing my backside. And I don't want to be out there on the streets chasing a toddler with my butt hanging out of my clothes. Does not sound like a fun time to me. On top of that, there was the changed body. Pregnancy is a beautiful process, but it's not easy for everyone. And I'm one of those people that pregnancy is not easy. It is grueling. It is full of complications. It changes everything about your body. I have had to come to terms and learn to see myself in a brand new light. And that was just after the first one. I've had 2 more since then. And my body has gone through so much change that I don't even recognize who I was in my early 20s anymore. She's a completely different person. I love her. She was carefree. Okay, she had no idea that she was neurodivergent and that her inability to control her anger response to things was not a moral failing as a human being. It was a legitimate miswiring in her brain that made her different from other people. But she was so full of life. She was incredible. She had confidence. She knew that the worst someone could do when you're like hitting on them in a pub was to say no to you. Like that was it. The fear of rejection was not there. That woman was so confident. I am so proud of her. And she's done so much growing in the 10 years since my first child. So I really need to give her some grace. But I also grew up in the time when diet culture and toxic thoughts about our own bodies and what made us worthwhile as human beings was rampant. I'm almost 36. I was in my formative years when all of that was happening, when cocaine chic was literally a trend. How? I don't get it. Like, why would you want to look like skin and bones unless you're naturally built that way? Everybody's body is different, and we should be celebrating that. We shouldn't be degrading ourselves because we don't fit somebody else's superficial ideal of beauty. It's ridiculous, the pressure that human beings are put under, particularly women, to fit a mold. And that mold is always changing. The goalposts are always shifting. You're never going to reach it. You're never going to feel good enough if you're always measuring yourself by superficial, flimsy beauty standards that change every couple of years. Why would we want to do that to ourselves? We are worth so much more as human beings. We are worthy of love at every point of our body's journey. And that's something I'm having to realize. I spent so much time after my first child thinking that I won't buy fun clothes. I won't buy clothes that make me feel good about myself because I'd like to lose weight. And yeah, I still have that thought after my third child. I would like to be in a smaller body, not because I want to be small, because I want to feel comfortable. I want to be able to walk without my legs risking starting a forest fire because of the amount of friction from my thighs rubbing together. I want to be able to go outside and be able to not wear a bra because I hate wearing bras. I would rather be free-chested with my tits blowing in the wind, getting a breeze. But at the moment, I'm so uncomfortable because there's so much excess fat on my body that I get massive sweat rashes underneath my boobs. So if I don't wear a crop top when I'm going out in the heat, I'm gonna be so uncomfortable and so itchy and in pain for the next couple of days. I wanna be healthy because I want to feel comfortable. And I'm not saying that you have to be small to be healthy. That is absolutely not the case. There are many different definitions of what people define health is for them, and everyone needs to just do them. And for me, it's getting to a point where I can comfortably move in the world without my body causing issues for me. Okay, so I have pretty much constructed my pockets. I have the pieces all attached together, and now I'm up to attaching the front and the back of the pants together. And while it's not overly complicated, I need to make sure I don't catch the actual pocket as I'm doing that. So I'm gonna procrastinate and make a cup of tea, rewatch that part of the tutorial, and then I'll do it. My body has done so much great things. It's grown 3 perfect humans. And when I say perfect, they have their flaws. But our flaws are what make us perfect. My body has grown 3 entire brains. That is kind of incredible considering what the human brain actually is. And I need to give her a lot more grace because of what she's been through. And she deserves to have things that make her happy, make her feel good, and make her feel comfortable in this world, no matter what size she is. So even though I'm on a journey of hopefully, yes, losing weight, I deserve to have clothing pieces while that's happening that make me happy. So we're going to try and start being a lot kinder to ourselves and doing the things that make us happy, even if we feel like society has taught us that we should wait. We should wait to hit that goal weight. We should wait until we're where we want to be before we do that because, well, what's the point of making it if you're only going to wear it for a month or 2? I'll tell you what it is. That month or 2 is going to be ridiculously happy. This fabric, my 80s-esque Hawkins-core pants, They are going to make me so happy. I am low-key hoping that they translate as public suitable and not just pajama wear. But you know what? I might even wear them out even if they do look like pajamas, because this fabric is pure dopamine. So we're going to roll with it. And why am I sewing? Shopping is not something I enjoy. And if you're someone who has a larger body at the moment, you probably understand this. You may not, and that's great. But if you do, I see you. Fitting rooms are hell. Clothing stores are a lesser form of hell, but they're still kind of hell. Like, you walk in there, it's all fluorescent lighting, which is horrendous for most people, even when they are gorgeous human beings. The fashion at the moment, it's not always kind to people with larger bodies. And if we do try and wear something that looks really cute, you can cop comments from people who think, oh, well, you're too big to be wearing that. How about kiss my ass, Susan? I will wear what I want. But it is also hard to navigate that and have that level of confidence in yourself when the whole shop is literally beating you down with reminders of all of that diet culture, and what is currently in fashion is not suitable for us, and there's not many shops that are suitable for us. And yeah, look, it's just a mess. I'd rather sew something, because even if I get to the end of it and I don't always, I'm gonna be honest, I don't always like how it looks at the end on me. I had that purple shirt I made a couple of weeks ago, and the way that it sat on my body just as a shirt was not a fan. But tying it and customizing it and styling it in a way that I know I like, that was fun. And also, I made that. So even if I don't particularly like it at the end, I can be incredibly proud of myself. I made that article of clothing. And you know what I can do? If I don't like it, I can repurpose it. I can use that fabric for something else down the track if I want to. I can turn it into a dress for one of my kids. Because, you know, the little girl, she's only this big still. I might have to insert that clip of me gesturing wildly at the camera, because otherwise you're not going to see how big she is. But the point is, you're not limited when you're sewing your own things. You're not limited in fabrics. I mean, you can be if you are on a budget, but you also have a lot of possibilities. If you're on a budget, you can thrift your fabrics. If you're after a particular kind of fabric, there are online shopping opportunities to find that. I recently found what should hopefully be my bridal outfit fabric for one of the pieces that I'm intending to make for it from a fabric shop in New Zealand. And that was incredible. I also got 2 other designer dead stock fabrics while I was making that order, because, you know, shopping addiction be like that. The point is, we're not limited when we sew. The possibilities and our creativity are endless, and sometimes all we need is a little bit of inspiration, which I think is incredible. Like, that is the magic of sewing. So anyway, this has been a very long ramble, and I don't know how much of this is going to get cut out, how much I'm going to keep, or if I'm going to have to re-record this. But it was also really cathartic to talk it out with you guys, and I would love to know your thoughts on it. So as I said, drop it in the comment box below. And if you've enjoyed my little tangent, hit the like button, subscribe. We're a little bit chaotic around here. It is what it is. My pants are done. I am in love. They are incredible. I'm gonna move back a little bit so you can actually see them, but look at how cute. They may be reading slightly pajama, but I honestly do not care. I am wearing these everywhere. They are so comfy. They are beautiful. Everything about them, the detailing, the finishes on the inside, the waistband. My hem is probably the neatest hem I've ever done, because I finally got one of those seam allowance sewing gauges. Game changer. Absolutely. I got a 2-pack on Amazon for 11 bucks. Highly recommend. I will actually show you what that is. So if you're new to sewing and your hem allowances and things like that always end up really wonky and don't look that neat, these things, really cheap on Amazon. You can move your slider so that you can just fold your fabric up. So helpful. Love that thing. But I am really happy. These are amazing. They're comfy. I think I'm going to be making this pattern again. Impressed. Like, check out NH Patterns. Incredible stuff. Loved it. Loved every second of making these. So now that I have some really cute pants that I'm going to be wearing on repeat, thanks Albert, your input is so valuable. I'm going to be wearing these on repeat. I immediately have to make more of them. They are really comfy, and for once I might actually have something in my closet that I can wear out of the house but also lounge around and be really, really comfy in. So these are an absolute win. Love them, love the fit, love everything about them. I'm gonna be making them again, so that is fun. Also, if you're wondering who won the battle of did he nap or not, I won, he napped. So, ha, mum won. I will see you guys next week. If you liked the video, like the video, it really helps out. If you had fun with this one and want to see more content from me, subscribe. I'm trying to upload once a week. So far I'm managing that. Hopefully I can keep it up. I'll see you guys next week with another video. Bye-bye.